Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rudi and I am so happy that you're here, and let me tell you why. Come here. The kids at nanny care, the husband's at work, the dogs are being groomed. The world is my oyster! Truly, I think this is my first time being alone since I had my child. Like, truly alone in my home. So what did I do? I came immediately upstairs and started playing with my makeup, going through all my stuff, smelling all my perfumes, filming. Like, Reed asked me the other day, he was like, what makes you feel like the most, maybe it wasn't Reed, it was one of my friends, was like, what makes you feel like the most you? And I said, going up to my beauty room and like playing with all my makeup and like swatching my stuff, which seems silly, but when I'm up here, it's like, okay, it's just Rudi. It's not mom, it's not wife, it's not whatever, it's just me, like enjoying my time. So I'm very happy to be back on long form. It's been a month, y'all. I know I said I was gonna be back on YouTube, and trust me, the plan was to be back on YouTube. However, Nashville experienced a insane ice storm at the very end of January, and we were out of our house without power for 7 days with a newborn who was not sleep trained and was using his snoo, and then suddenly we stayed at 3 different places. We stayed at 2 different friends' houses, and then we got an Airbnb, and it was just insane. It was absolutely insane. And then directly after that, me, Raleigh, and Reed all got hand, foot, mouth disease. It is as disgusting as it sounds. We're all fine now, all 3 of us. If you can tell, because I sound a little bit like Miley Cyrus, I got a cold the week after that. So it's just been a rough month. Raleigh is finally back in nanny care after all of that. We had some issues where he was not taking a bottle from his nanny because we breastfeed. It doesn't really matter. Point being, I'm back. I'm happy to be back. I'm hopeful that I'm gonna get some consistency within my routine again so that I can do long form videos. It's just that with the limited time that I have to myself these days, all I can do is pump out short form, which is why I've been posting so much on shorts. So thank you if you have been watching my shorts, and if you haven't, I understand. It's not everybody's cup of tea. But today we are here, and we're here to jab on about my empties from 2026 so far. And this isn't just like a regular empties video. These are like holy grail empties, and they're things that I want to talk about particularly because I have repurchased almost all of these hand, foot, mouth disease multiple times. A lot of these are like Berry Best Award winners, so I wanted to go through them because I'm really trying to, like I've said in previous empties videos and recently, like just have less and use up what I own. And that can be really hard to do with like hair care and skincare because you're just trying so many things, and obviously with makeup. And we're actually hiring a team of people to help us organize the house, and I think that is going to help me so much with making sure I'm using what I own and that I only keep what I think I'm going to use. So let's get into it. As I said, my name is Rudi. Thank you so much for being here. If you somehow stumbled on this video and you've never seen me before, we talk about hair care, beauty, body care, makeup. We kind of do old YouTube style videos with newer products. So if that sounds like you, I would love to have you subscribe. You already know what I'm about to say as my first empty. I don't know how many of these I've gone through. We've got the Beekman 1802 milkshake toner. And this portion of the video is kindly sponsored by Beekman 1802, but that does not take away from the fact that I genuinely used up this entire bottle, and it is not the first, second, or probably third time that I have done so since this was launched. And this is 8 ounces of liquid, you guys, okay? It takes a while to get through these things, and that's how much I love it, considering how many new toners and milky style products come out on the market. I continue to go back to the milkshake. I already have a new one out. Don't you worry. They pretty much send me these on a subscription basis at this point. If you've not heard of the milkshake toner from Beekman 1802, this is the #1 selling toner at Ulta, point blank. As you can see, it is a biphase toner. This blends goat milk and mugwort with squalene and hyaluronic acid. And when you shake it, all of those ingredients melt together and they make the perfect toner for dry, dull, dehydrated skin. Obviously, I have on a full face of makeup, and yes, I will use this product on top of my makeup. Not necessarily to set it, but to refresh it. Since being postpartum, I'm 4 months postpartum, my skin has been like a lizard. My body, my face, everything is drier than it's ever been. And this has been one of those products that I continue to go back to because I know it will actually make a difference in my skin. Goat milk is our hero ingredient here for deep hydration and barrier support, along with squalene. Hyaluronic acid is going to plump the skin, and mugwort, which is used a lot in Korean products, can help reduce redness and refine pores, as well as balance your skin's microbiome. So there's a lot in here. You can grab the Milkshake Facial Toner on Ulta Beauty or Beekman 1802's website, and thank you to Beekman 1802 for sponsoring a portion of this video. Let's carry on with more skincare, shall we? Starting with a cleanser that I used. This was the Paula's Choice Perfectly Balanced Foaming Cleanser. I really liked this. This was my first time trying this, but I don't think that foaming cleanser is really what this should be called. This is very much a gentle, creamy lather kind of cleanser. It kind of feels like more of a milky cleanser, which I actually particularly like, especially if you have super dry skin. But I like to use this in the morning, not as much in the evening, because I felt like it wasn't breaking down my makeup and my SPF as much as like a true foaming cleanser. It is meant to protect your skin's barrier because it is lighter, so I can appreciate that. I definitely think it's better for a morning cleanse. However, with cleansers, I find it hard to spend a lot of money on a cleanser because there are so many good ones from the drugstore that are inexpensive and it literally goes down the drain. But if they sent me this one again, I would certainly use it. Next, we have two empties from Reed, and these are like multiple time repurchases from him. Like his holy grail products right now are Prequel. This also was an empty from me and Reed. He also uses this almost every single day, but when he's not using just the Prequel, he also uses this almost every single day. But with that, he loves the brand Prequel. Like, is fully obsessed with this brand, particularly the Redness Reform Soothing Serum. This is National Rosacea approved, which I think that's what it's called. Basically like the National Eczema Association, but for rosacea. And he definitely has rosacea. Honestly, I think I do too. And I haven't been using this, but I feel like I should try it because the one area that tends to bother me the most when I'm doing my makeup is like this entire patch here. And it's just straight redness. And like my makeup doesn't sit well on top of it. I don't like using heavy makeup to cover it. So I'm gonna have to try this, but this is a nice gel formula for a serum. It includes soothing molecules, which I wonder what that is, oat, arnica, and vitamin F. All things that are super helpful with redness. This can be used day and night because it doesn't include any active ingredients. He has really seen a difference in the redness in his skin, which for a man, it's hard for them, no offense, to notice those things, and he actually did with that product. And this is his current favorite like staple moisturizer. This is the AM/PM Modern Moisturizer from Prequel. This is just like a solid middle of the road moisturizer. I've tried it. I like it. I don't like it as much as do Instant Angel or even the Molecular Mesh from Experiment, but I think it's nice. It has ferment peptide complex, ceramides, and skin hydrators like hyaluronic acid. So it is a great moisturizer. It's just nothing fancy, and not that I'm looking for fancy, but Reed certainly likes this and uses it a lot. I think he already has a backup. A hydrating milky toner that I went through that I am highly recommending to everyone who wants to try like a true milky toner is the Bubble Cosmic Milk. This is essentially like the Rhode glazing milk, but much cheaper. I think they have the same amount of product in it. This has 3.4 fluid ounces, which is quite a bit that fits in this container. People don't like this container because it has one of these tops that like when you take stuff out and you do this, it shoots up like a freaking Yellowstone geyser. But I find that after I use it, before you put it down, if you just tap it on your hand or on the table and then do this, it won't do that. So it's a flaw in the packaging, but it's not that big of a deal for what's inside and for the price. This is like a true hydrating milky toner. I really like it. It's thin, it's lightweight. It feels super luxe and hydrating on the skin. I can't believe how long it took me to go through this. I thought for sure because of the size that I would be going through it super quickly. I already have another one open downstairs. This would be great under makeup as well. And I think it's a great way to lead into trying a milky toner before you spend a lot of money on one. I really like the Haru Haru Wonder one as well. Those are kind of like my three favorites. This is a great introduction product if you want to try out that style. Reed and I went through 2 boxes of the facial radiance pads from First Aid Beauty. I actually just got another package of this exact like packaging because they've changed the packaging on all of their products, their logo and everything. So their older packaging is actually on sale at Sephora. I think it's from their Christmas collection. I don't care. These are like daily exfoliating pads and they are by far my favorite for my sensitive skin. My skin cannot handle like a strong salicylic acid. The older I get as well, the less like strength that I'm looking for in my exfoliators, if that makes sense. I feel like I really take care of my skin by honestly getting Botox, as we all know, using sunscreen every day, and then lightly chemical exfoliation like every other day. That has been the perfect recipe for me personally. I'm not dealing with a lot of acne now that I'm getting older, that I'm postpartum. I'm dealing with dryness, dullness, and I want to brighten up the skin. These are made with glycolic and lactic acid, so they're a little bit less intense than something like a BHA. They're safe for sensitive skin. They are fragrance free. I like to use them all over the face, down the neck, and also on the back of my hands. Your hands are the places that start to age first. So anytime you're exfoliating, just put a little bit on your hands. It's gonna help you in the long run. And then whenever you're putting on your sunscreen during the day, also make sure you're hitting the top of your hands. All that to say, if you are someone like me who has incredibly sensitive skin, this is an exfoliator that I truly think that you can get behind and that you will enjoy using and see an immediate difference. Like within 1 to 2 uses, your skin will feel brighter. It has that little bit of sheen to it. They're magical. Also, while I'm sitting here, my top layer of hair keeps like coming in front of my head and it's making me want to cut my hair. My hair is literally so long right now. It's maybe the longest it's ever been, which is great. But when you have a kid, not only do they pull on it all the time, but it's just always there. It's always in my way. I'm always trying to get it out of my face. I understand completely why women decide to cut their hair when they're moms. Not just because it's bothersome and it's always in the way, and because it's falling out of my head at an alarming rate, but also because like a lot of this hair was here when I was pregnant and like before I was pregnant, and I am not attached to that person anymore. She is dead in the water. No offense to her. She was great. I loved her. She was a fun time, but she's not me anymore. And so something about having that hair on my head, spiritually, physically, emotionally, it just doesn't, I don't like it. I want it gone. The last skincare product that I used up, again, this is a holy grail for me. This is a multiple time Berry Best Award winner and probably the Berry Best Award winner for this year. This is the EltaMD UV Clear tinted sunscreen. This is a random SPF 46. Don't know why it's that, but because it's that, I feel like they know for sure that it's SPF 46, and I can appreciate that they didn't round it up to 50. So this is meant specifically for people who have acne prone and rosacea prone skin. There is niacinamide in this, and this is a hybrid sunscreen, so it is both chemical and mineral, which on me does not leave a white cast whatsoever, and the tint is like a perfect middle of the road neutral brownish tan tint. It doesn't make me look too crazy. It doesn't make me look orange. It doesn't make me look white. It doesn't leave a white cast on my skin. This is the best sunscreen out there. If I were to make a sunscreen, I would use this product as a benchmark because I love it that much. It's lightweight, it's hydrating. This is more of like a spring and summertime SPF for me, although I did use this up completely this winter. It's expensive, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I continue to repurchase it because there's just not a lot out there that feels as good as this one does on the skin. Speaking of feeling good on the skin, we went through, I think this is my second Cyclar in this scent, Sacred Santal. This is their gel douche. It's not really called gel douche, is it? It says gel douche. It's their sensorial body wash, okay? I know someone's gonna make fun of me in there because it's probably French. It smells so flippin' good. If you've not tried these 3 scents from Cyclar, get on it. Sacred Santal, Cedar Supreme, Vanilla Verve. By far their best scents. They come in body washes, lotion, hand cream, perfume oils. They are so freaking good. The only problem is now that I have used Sacred Santal so many times as a body wash, I'm like not as interested in it in a perfume oil form because it reminds me of the shower. Does that make sense? Like I kind of like to keep my scents separate. I feel like I'm starting to go through that with Vanilla Verve because that's what we're using right now in the shower, and it smells so good. It is a beautiful, sexy, warm vanilla. Sacred Santal, when I heard that, I thought for sure it was gonna be more of like a spa type scent. It's not. It's warm, it's cozy, it's sexy, it's woody. This is a true unisex scent. Me and my husband both love this one. If you like the scent Driftwood from Saltaire, try this one. It is very luxurious. The only problem is you will go through these very fast because they are like an oil to gel formula. So 2 pumps is what I have to use for my entire body, whereas like a regular body wash, I might just use 1. But worth it in my opinion because the scents are really that good. Also finished up an Old Spice Volcano, and I am terrified. This is my favorite deodorant that Old Spice has ever made. It's not like a super masculine scent at all. It's just like, it says it's fig and charcoal. And fig is like one of my favorite scents of all time in perfumes, no matter what. And I bought some more and it doesn't smell the same. It doesn't smell even close to the same. It smells like Axe body spray. So I'm terrified that they changed the scent in my favorite deod, but that's okay because Old Spice is supreme if you are a stinky person like I am. When you are postpartum, there's still a little bit left in here. When you are postpartum and pregnant, and before that, I was stinky. But when you are a stinky person who becomes pregnant, there is a level of stink that you reach that is kind of like a new scent discovery. It's not great. And Old Spice is one of the only things that has kept me feeling like I can leave the house, along with my Kosas Good Chemistry deodorant. I also really like the deodorant from Cyclar. It uses mandelic acid to help exfoliate the underarms, and it works very, very well. So I also think that's why I'm starting to not want to use perfume oil, because I'm like, everything in my life is now these scents, the deodorant, the body wash, the perfume oils, the hand lotions. Like, I need to separate myself from the perfume of it all. However, the deodorant is very nice, but I still think that the Kosas is the best. 2 hair care products, and one is a story time. This is the Olaplex No. 5 Bond Maintenance Conditioner. This is like their classic conditioner. This has 33.8 ounces of product in it, okay? It looks big. It's bigger than you could imagine, okay? It's as big as your freaking head. I got this along with their shampoo when I went to Aspen with Ulta Beauty in, I think, 2022, 2023. Insane. They actually shipped this back to us from the hotel that we were staying at. And I said, by golly, I'm gonna finish that fucking thing. So Reed and I have been using this for 2.5 to 3 years. No joke. We just finished the shampoo, which I think was probably in my last empties video. Insane. Such a good product. Definitely worth the coin. If you buy this, it will last you probably a year, if not more. And also a strange one. This is the Crown Affair, the Ritual Conditioner. They do not make this anymore like this. So they used to just have the Ritual Conditioner and the Ritual Shampoo, and it was called the Ritual. And then they branched out into hydrating and volumizing formulas. And I think the original Ritual is now the hydrating formula. I didn't know that, and I got the volumizing formula, and it's downstairs right now. And I like it, but it is truly volumizing in a way that I wasn't expecting. It kind of makes your hair feel a little bit dry, because when you want that volume, you don't want that super silky finish. You want there to have a little texture in the hair. That's what that one gives. The hydrating one, if it's the same as the original, truly leaves your hair super silky, soft, manageable. Like, you don't even need to use heat styling on it to have that silky finish. That's what I prefer, but if I am going to do like a big blowout or a curl, I will definitely use the volumizing formula. It's just kind of annoying that you have to have both if you want like the benefits of both. But whatever, point being, such a good conditioner and shampoo line, and I am really happy to see their success and that they were able to expand into new categories. Like, they're coming out with so much good stuff right now. They just came out with an air dry cream. They have an air dry mousse. They're coming out with a giant clip, which I'm very excited for because, like I said, mama has a lot of hair. So I've been using Crown Affair literally since they came out in 2020, and I'm very happy to see their continued success. All right, wrapping up with some makeup. First, this looks disgusting. First up is actually something that's not completely done yet. Okay, so this is the Huda Easy Bacon Snatch, and this was, I think, last year. It honestly might have been a Berry Best Award winner for pressed powders. This was like a pink pressed powder in the shade Cherry Blossom Cake, and I used the crap out of this. Like, I use this a lot. It has a hard pan, that's how much I used it. The complaint in the community was that it wasn't as mattifying as her loose powders, and it kind of had like a luminous glow to it, which I actually didn't mind. However, they reformulated it this year in the same shades. This is Cherry Blossom Cake. It's in new packaging. There's no component for the sponge anymore, but it is 10,000 times better than the old one, you guys. Like, this one is so much better. I have a video, I think I have a short comparing the two, and it's embarrassing how much better this one looks under the eye than the original. And it makes me think, what the hell was I doing? Am I even good at my job? Because this looks so bad. But at the time, I thought it looked good. I'm just not much of a powder person, so I guess I really didn't know. Also, like I keep saying, I'm getting older. The under eyes are getting crepier. The under eyes are getting more lines, more fine lines and wrinkles. I don't really know that I want to highlight that. So I'm counting this as an empty because she's going in the graveyard, but I just had to mention it because the new powder is so much better. And last but certainly not least is an empty of my mascara. This is the Buell & Rudi Chocolate Dripped Tubing Mascara. As you know, or maybe you don't know, I created a brown natural bristle tubing mascara with the brand Buell. This is our component, and it is truly, if I'm saying so myself, the best tubing mascara on the market. It has a natural bristle one. It's what I'm wearing today. It gives you beautiful fluttery lashes. It is a true chocolate brown. And not to pat my own back, but I'm gonna pat my own back and say it was one of the first browns that was actually a true brown before all these other brands jumped on the bandwagon. That's what I'm gonna say. I knew that this was ready to go because it was starting to look flaky on my eyes, which can happen with tubing mascaras when they've gone past their good point of like 3 months. They can kind of start getting flaky rather than having like a beautiful, natural, fluffy coat, which is what I go for with my mascaras. So I knew it was time, but I wanted to talk about this because I don't know if you've seen in my recent shorts, but we have moved from the drop methods with my products with people to having them be available 24/7. So if you're new here, I've created a few products with the brand Buble. I've created a lip liner stain, a mascara, and a freckle pen. And we used to have them on a drop system where every month it would be available for a few weeks. We would make the products and ship it out. It got to the point where I feel like people were discovering my products so frequently in between drops, and it wasn't giving them a chance to try them, and maybe we're forgetting about them. And I want to make sure that if you're interested, you can purchase. So now all of my core products will be available to purchase at literally any time, including right now. You could buy it right now. You could buy it in the middle of the night. You could buy it at 3 a.m. You could buy it at 7 p.m. There are no restrictions on when you can buy my products, which is so exciting. I think by the time this video goes up, Chocolate Drip should be back in stock. It has been out of stock for the past couple weeks, but I'm 99% sure by the time this goes up, it will be back on the website. But I just wanted to say thank you for supporting me, for your honesty, for your patience with our drops, for everything that you've done for me when it comes to my products. It means the absolute world to me, and you can now re-up on your favorites without worrying about going through them before your next drop. So thank you so much. And if you haven't tried Chocolate Dripped, she is the sleeper best product that I've made, and I feel like she doesn't get enough love. So go pick her up. Thank you again to Beekman 1802 for sponsoring a portion of this video. Try the milkshake toner. If you haven't tried it, what are you waiting for? Genuinely, what are you waiting for? Also, let me know in the comments below what you emptied so far this year and what your goal is with your beauty this year. Obviously, you're interested in beauty if you're here watching this video. Are you hoping to do a project pan to empty more of your products? Are you looking to build your collection in nail polishes? Are you hoping to transform your skin this year? Let me know. I'm very curious, and that will kind of also help me decide what kind of videos to make this year. Definitely want to lean into more of my perfume videos this year just because it's become such a hobby for me. So let me know. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one really soon. Bye.